This is how you post a draft test. First, you click on it. So the status right now says draft. We will turn it into post and it will turn green. First, you can remove the duplicate name and save and continue. Next is the post settings. For this mock test, we leave the password as the same for all mock tests. It'll be Fortis01. Next is you'll select the students. You can choose select few, or if you need to post it for the entire test, then just click this plus sign next to the last name. That will select all students in the class. Hit save and it will tell you that there are 28 students selected to take the test. You can leave the assessment admin blank. This is only used for if you need someone to help you administer the exam or proctor the exam, then you can give them access by typing their name here. The date is not really the set date wherein they can it's not a deadline for taking the test. Rather, you can set it at a future date. So for instance, if you're giving these students until this December, between now and December 31st to take the test, then you click January 31st, and you can set whatever time you want. So the scheduled date doesn't mean that they can only take the test on the 31st. This only means they can take it now if they have the password. If the students have a password, and even if the date here is in the future, they can now enter and take the test as early as today. Download start, I suggest you put it today, even if the time is earlier or retro. Doesn't really matter. That just means they can download the exam to the Examplify app beginning as of 10 a.m. this morning. Download, and this would be any time before your last date that you want them to take the test. So if you want, you can even keep it the same way. So January 31st at 10 a.m. that should be fine. Upload deadline will be a little bit after your scheduled date. So we will set we can even keep it the same day, January 31st, but then as you can see here, it should be after the download end date. Since this is my scheduled date, so this would be I can make that PM. Doesn't really make a difference. Some students will fumble and make mistakes, so I'll just for this mock test will give them 2 downloads in case they run into problems, and they can do another attempt. For remote deletion, this will delete this mock test from their Examplify app at a future date. So this must be after the upload deadline. So just click and choose a date which is after the upload deadline. So we'll change this to maybe 11 p.m. You can leave these blank, doesn't really matter, because they will still get the email message that there's an available test to be downloaded, regardless if you click these or not. Always enable exam ID. This will require them to use biometrics or their face as their ID when they log into Examplify. So if the finalize button is now lit green and not gray, that means your dates are correct. that you have correctly entered appropriate dates, that there's no mistake. And you just hit finalize, and it give you one more check before you post. Just check your days, your dates, make sure everything is correct. Otherwise you can make changes and it'll take you back to the post settings. Otherwise you're ready to post. And as you can see, the mock test no longer says draft, but instead it says posted now.